Life comes at you quick, releases come at you quicker. It's time for the November 2025 release enablement here at Quickbase. A couple of updates to EOTI. When an anonymous user is in a role that has report customization hidden, will now block access to the report builder page. Also, to improve the security across Quickbase, adding EOTI to an application now requires the app edit structure and permissions to be checked. Previously, roles with only managed users and share the app could perform this action. We want to make sure that it's very intentional when you release your information to everyone on the internet. It seems like my filter is stuck from the quick brief on the importance of understanding that everyone on the internet really does mean everyone on the internet. Fortunately, I'm content on hammering this point across with the subtlety of a wrecking ball. QR and barcodes can now be scanned from mobile browsers to populate input fields in the latest version of Forms and in the search widget on dashboards. It's as easy as tapping the scan icon on your device's camera. Speaking of easy, we've updated the global bar layout to help you find tools faster. The Quickbase AI button has been moved for quicker access. Also, other key actions like add in the search bar are now grouped together for a more efficient experience. I was able to lift this entire description right out of our handy release app. It's easy all around. For grid reports, we now have the added new option to give builders more control over inline editing on a table-by-table basis. This is located in the default report settings. The options are now role permissions, default report settings, and widget settings. These settings follow a hierarchy. If inline editing is disabled at a higher level, that setting overwrites any lower option. For example, if inline editing is turned off in the report that's used in a widget, the report remains non-editable regardless of the settings in the widget. Also, in report news, have you ever had the issue of making a new record and then having to save it and then come back to fill in the embedded report to make a bunch of children for the record? Well, no longer. You can now add new records right in an embedded grid report while making a new parent record. They will all be saved when you save the new record, and the children records will be associated with a newly created parent record. The devs get a special thank you from me for this update, because I know I've run into this plenty of times. If you use the RESTful API call modified sense, be prepared for more accuracy, because milliseconds are coming. If you had open emails configured but no longer have access to the feature, you're now able to edit those emails other than the recipients. Also regarding emails, the template for the approved request emails now include the app name and app ID. Don't really need to explain why it makes sense for when you're requesting access to an app to have which app written down is helpful. Lastly, you can now send users to an external page from the formula URL or formula-rich text link. And Quickbase will post temporary token to the current user, scoped to the current table ID provided. This is useful for any time that builders want to open an external tool as the current user to call Quickbase APIs, and this should be a more straightforward, secure way to pass over the credentials. That's all for this month's release enablement. Tune in next month to see if I'll say everyone like this still. QB out.